next question is, since this has made it to playlist and you did win album of the year, um, name the name of the awards show again, just for the audience.
Top View Awards. Top View Awards. Yeah.
Top view, top view. I guess the last thing I'm gonna touch on this before we transition over to our sports segment is, how do you feel about there's a lot of rumblings. I'm seeing different lives, whether it be from Wild Style or other people out there. This whole East Side, West Side thing has been going on since beginning of time, way before we got here, obviously. Like what's your thoughts on it? I'm not trying to start nothing. I just out of curiosity, because I've never really dived into that. I always just made music based on how I felt and the message
Right.
I wanted to get out to the world. But as far as the whole division that don't shouldn't really
I will
exist,
say,
but I don't know.
yeah, I would say, I mean, like, I mean, I talked to, and I'm sure you can attest to this. Like when I talked to my mom about it, because like
Yeah.
I'm big on the OGs, and like I'm big on knowing what happened before me. So
Right.
like
Same.
a lot of the guys who are my age, they think that this is the first. Like everything that they going through is the first to happen. Everything they doing,
History
they're the
is a
first.
is a cycle. It's repetitive. Yeah.
Yeah, so like, I talked to my mom about it, and I mean, like looking at the East West, it's way not softer, but it used to be worse.
Oh,
Now
compared to what it
we're
was? Oh yeah.
yeah, so now we more abrasive. So
Gentrification has done a lot, okay? An awful lot. Like, yeah, hey
yeah,
man. Woo. Go ahead though.
yeah,
Go ahead, man.
man.
You right though. You right.
So for me, man, okay, so I grew up 42nd and Post, right, man.
Right.
I my mother, she wanted us. We got into some dumb shit, like me, my brothers, like I'm the oldest of seven, like dumb
Okay.
shit. So like one fight, all fight type of thing.
Of course.
And my mom, she's just looking out for us, and she wanted to move us. So
Mhm.
her idea of moving us to a better place was to Harville. So I ended up getting the best of both worlds.
Oh.
So being from the
Oh.
East, I just never let nobody forget I'm from out East.
Okay.
So when I pulled up, because the school I ended up going to was Northwest before we shut down.
Correct.
So I ended up going to Northwest, and even when I was there, people would ask me where I'm from, and I say Photos all the time. And so I got on their nerves. But I mean, it was natural for me. For me, at the same time, like I say, Indianapolis is the greatest place on earth, and I hold no bias towards the West. Like I fuck with, I be picking on Fox the Legend a lot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
get on
yeah.
his damn nerves because
Mhm.
Fox, Mac Wolf, I get on their nerves just picking on him about being from my West. But I love the city, man. Like what I do, everything I do, I have to keep it so indie. Like, and it has a lot to do with like trying to prove people wrong in the sense of nobody wants to hear about indie, and then seeing So Indiana on editorial playlist. You know, so
There's some falsifying up in here. There's something wrong with that there. Yeah, yeah. We
yeah,
got to
man. So
fix that. Yeah.
I embrace the entire city. I know there's always gonna be an East West thing, and I think that that's great for the city in terms of culture. So I have no complaints about it. I think it's dope, and I'm glad people are willing to unapologetically represent where they from.
Okay, so the way you said culture, I ain't gonna lie to you. The way it came off, you could switch. You could easily replace that word with competition, because hip hop culture is built on competition.
Yeah,
So having
absolutely.
that so-called East-West, rivalry or whatever, I think if I'm hearing you right, and the way it was received is, the best music's gonna come from both sides based on this
Yeah,
imaginary tension.
exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. If we didn't have it, I don't think that the music would have the same compassion.
I think we'll disagree with that. I think you're
But,
right.
but I've embraced what we have, and I embrace what it is. I love hearing like the 317 day this year was pretty cool. The last 317 day, man, I went there. I saved my wristband because it was so iconic to me. Watching Tony Cleveland go up and yell out Molar Road, and then seeing the next guy come up and talk about 42nd and Pose, and then the next guy come up and talk about 38th and Meridian. Like that's to me, that's the city. We
That's
talk
fair.
about what Indy needs to do, what Naptown needs to do to be like them or be like them, and just be unapologetically representing where you from, and that's the key. We hear about it from Kendrick when he talks about Compton and Rosecrans. We've never been there, but we know all about them streets. We hear about it from Nipsey when he talks about his hood, Rolling Six. Like we're not from there. We don't know anything about them aside from what they tell us. So
Mm,
we get the opportunity to tell people about what 42nd and Post is like,
okay.
what Hallville is like, the 16th is like. Like that's dope to me.